Hi guys! Welcome to the lesson this week. So last week we were talking about how love acts in 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8, and really going through some different translations of that scripture and really getting down deep and getting the most we can out of those scriptures and seeing how love acts. And so we really want to go through some more of that this week. So let's get into our lesson. Love defends and holds other people up. Love believes the best about others and credits them with good intentions and not suspicions. Have you ever had somebody, do something and you just knew they did it out of spite toward you and that they were just being mean to you? And then later you learn that they didn't really mean anything towards you at all, that they had a whole other reason while they were doing that thing, and it had nothing to do with you. But you absolutely took it as if they were attacking you in some way. I think we've all done that at some point or another. You were very suspicious about that person, that whatever they did, they did it towards you. But that's the enemy. That's the enemy putting strife into our life, putting fear that someone is attacking us, and that makes us suspicious of others. But that's not how love acts. That love believes the best in others and credits them with good intentions and not suspicions. So when something like that happens, or when we look at situations like that, before we jump to conclusions, before we make an assumption and act on our suspicions, we sit back and we look at the situation. We ask ourselves the question, what would love do about this? Love is going to assume the best of others. That's always going to be the answer. Love is going to assume the best. So you don't say, I don't care how it looks, I'm not going to believe that they did that towards me. That's what you say. I don't care how it looks, I'm not going to believe that they did something towards me. Until you have conclusive, absolute, 100% proof that somebody did something towards you, then you don't make assumptions. Love doesn't make assumptions. Love isn't suspicious. And even if you do have all that proof, even if you do find out that 100% somebody did that on purpose towards you, love still forgives them. Every time. Love still forgives them. Love never gives up on people. It always remains loyal till the end. It is slow to lose patience. And it looks for ways of being constructive. It looks for ways of being helpful to other people. Love is not anxious to impress other people either. And it doesn't cherish an inflated idea of its own importance. So that means you're not worried about impressing other people around you, but you also don't think everybody else around you should be impressed by you. You're just glad to be there, and you're glad everybody else is there too. Love can outlast anything. We talked about that before. In fact, it's the one thing that still stands when everything else is fallen. Even everything that the enemy has built up will fall before love falls. Love is so patient and so kind, and it exercises faith in everything, which then gives us the power to endure anything. Love refuses to take offense. It has no memory for injuries. So when offense tries to come to you, love says, nope, I'm not taking offense. Nope, I'm not going to take that. No, thank you. We don't want any return to sender. No, thank you. It doesn't remember wrongs or injuries. It erases all those resentments, remember. When somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I apologize for hurting you. I didn't intend on doing that. I hope you can forgive me. Love says, I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't hurt me. It's okay. I love you. Like, it's gone. And it's just as simple as that. It's just gone. And Pastor Amber very recently talked about love and how you forgive and you forget. Some people say, I'll forgive them, but I can't forget what they did. But that's not how love acts. Love erases. You can't remember something if it's erased, if it's gone. So love forgives and forgets. Love keeps its own counsel. I really like this translation of that. Love keeps its own counsel. So counsel is like advice. So that means love takes its own advice. Love doesn't take the advice of strife. Strife says they think they're better than you, so you need to show them that they're not better than you. That's the kind of thing that strife says. They need to be taken down a notch, is what strife says. Love doesn't take the advice of strife. Love doesn't take the advice of offense. Offense says, can you believe what they did to you? That's when you're offended. You've taken offense to something. But love doesn't take the advice of offense. Love doesn't do what offense says. Love doesn't take the advice of fear. Fear says, there's no way I can talk to that person. What if they think I'm stupid? What if I say something wrong? What if they're not going to like me? What if? Fear is all about what if. Love doesn't take the advice of fear. Love keeps its own counsel. Love takes its own advice. Love only listens to the advice of love. So love acts on trust. It acts on hope, on perseverance. Love never looks down on other people. It's loyal. It's outlasting. It's enduring. It doesn't get angry at little things. It doesn't take offense. It doesn't nurse hurt feelings. It doesn't keep unforgiveness. It erases those resentments. So these are all the things that we want to be an example of when we talk about being an example in love. All these things, this is how we want to act. This is how we want to train ourselves to act and operate. And the more that we make the decision to act on these things, to act the way that love acts, the more our spirit is going to take over our flesh. Our spirit is then going to be the one making the decisions, because our spirit is connected with God. God is love. Talked about that before. God is love. So God acts like love. And so the more that we exercise our spirit making the decisions, then the more that our spirit is going to take over our flesh, and it's going to be the one saying, no, we're not going to take offense. No, we're not going to give up on this person, because love never gives up on anybody. Nobody's hopeless with love. You never, 3 times you're out. 3 strikes you're out. That's not love. That 10 million strikes and you're not out with love, right? It just, nobody's hopeless. Love endures everything. It just keeps going. It just keeps saying, no, it's okay. It's okay. We'll get through it. No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll get through it. Love just keeps on, keeps loving, keeps being patient, keeps being kind to people. And so that's how we make a difference, because people in the world are not like that. People in the world are they're like 3 strikes you're out. You fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. And then that's it, But love says, it's okay. We're going to get through it. We're going to be better. We're going to be better. And that is different than the world. That's different than everybody in the world. And when people start to see that you're different than everybody in the world, they're going to start noticing what's different about you, and they're going to start seeing the way that you act and that you act in love. And then that's going to make a difference. That's going to make you an example in love to others, which is exactly what we strive to be. Exactly what the Word instructs us to be an example to others in all these things. So I hope you guys got something out of this today. We love you so very much. See you next week.